Members of the head table, my competitor, my competitor, Mr. Kemar Blackford, let I make this clear that Mr. Blackford is a man that I deeply respect. Alright? Fellow students of the MICO, good evening. Let me first of all thank you for the opportunity you gave to me to serve you on the Student Council for the last 2 years. It was my great pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, I will not proceed on a path of personal jobs or blaming others. I will indeed stand up firm like a man and like a real leader should, and show you why you should vote for me, the true performer. I observed and realized that Mr. Blackford attempted to assassinate my character. But let me point out a few issues. The extension of the library hours in which Mr. Kemar proudly spoke about. Let me tell you how this came about. Last semester, my assistant and I, Mckenzie, met with even school students. They were complaining that they were left out of the MICHAIL University College. And one request they made was for those hours to be extended, along with some other requests. For example, the classrooms were closing too early, and so forth and so on. These issues have been addressed. So it was after that meeting that a letter was typed and sent to Professor Claude Packer and his 2 vice presidents asking for the hours to be extended, and this was granted. Ladies and gentlemen, falls under my portfolio. The Constitution gives me the right to sit on the CAP board. When we came back September, we were served breakfast and lunch. Supper was removed from the menu. Amen. The Guild of Students met with Mr. Crossfield, pleading and asking for supper to return. As a matter of fact, the Guild president knew that supper would have been removed from the menu. We as the members fought in front of Mr. Crossfield to have it. Mr. Crossfield went to Professor Claude Packer and nothing came about. I spoke to him because guess what? Campus falls under my portfolio. So after that meeting ends, it was my responsibility to follow up. Now, Mr. Crossfield, after he spoke to Professor Claude Packer said it's not coming back on stream. I personally went and spoke to him, right? And I said, he said one of the major reasons why CAP was removed from the menu was that it was causing the institution $40 million per year. So I put forward the suggestion. In previous months or previously, students were served beef and mutton and chicken in the evening. So I said, Professor, why not serve students thin food? Cheaper stuff. And he said that we'll call TVJ and see them and demonstrate. I said, no, we need it. The men were complaining especially. And because it was my responsibility, as the Constitution states, myself and my assistant wrote a letter. Professor Claude both of us signed it, and supper was reintroduced because of our initiative and our to go forward. The life of hope. I never, in any of the microscope publications, made it seem that the money to sponsor the microscope was coming out of my own pocket. A matter of fact, in our first publication, it was made clear that the microscope is a guild paper, and therefore the guild has responsibility to finance the microscope. Amen. else, and I've never gone to present myself. Never. Alright, so please don't assassinate my character. The policy that was implemented yesterday. You know, I wrote a comment via Facebook expressing my sympathy to the girls that were wrong. Thank you. I spoke to them yesterday. I called them over. And let me tell you something. CPM was called in. Why was CPM called in? Because those girls went to Mr. Costa and the response was not nice. And they moved after power. When I went to Mr. Costa, requesting that the bus be used, he said that the bus is used for sporting activities and educational activities. Now, I asked him, I implored him, I told him that this is a crisis situation. Alright? It is a proposal that was sent to Professor Floyd Tucker and his two vice presidents that I will speak about during my speech, asking for a shuttle bus service to be implemented September morning. Now that proposal has been accepted and a shuttle bus service will come on stream September morning to join both Elephant Hall. Right? The temporary shuttle bus service is an emergency action that was taken. Drastic action calls for drastic measures, and that's what the government will be using. So don't try to make yourself selfish or assassinate my character. You may pass on a letter and you realize that that letter has concerns with the cap, right? You talk about the removal of what and has those issues been addressed? I want to tell you why sometimes our issues are not addressed. Because we as guild members are complacent. You know? We are not willing to work and work and work and work until the student issues are addressed. That's why sometimes the student issues are left lingering. You know, and they are not addressed because of our negligence. Bear that in mind. Don't try to assassinate my character. If I can help somebody as I pass along, if I can cheer somebody with a word or a song, if I show somebody he's traveling wrong, then my learning shall not be in vain. If I can do my duty as a guild president should, if I can bring back students' governance to the way it ought to be, if I can spread love, if I can spread love message that the master taught, that my stay at the MICO will not be in vain. It is with these inspired words that I stand here today offering myself to be your next student council president. Today, my fellow students, is an auspicious day in the life of all MICO students. And when I say MICO students, I mean full-time day and evening students. I mean part-time students. I mean non-resident students. And I also mean resident students. Today is an auspicious and important day in the life of all MICO students. Because it is today that each and every one of you will make a decision that would characterize and shape the future of MICO students. Today marks the day that you will decide the type of representation and leadership that you need from a president and your council. For years, Students have been complaining about the lack of leadership and representation from the council. Students have been complaining about yes men presidents. Today is the day that you can choose to change that course. Today is the day that you will choose between a leader who cares about your needs and concerns. A leader who knows how to get things done on your behalf. A leader who knows how to negotiate. A leader who knows how to take initiative. A leader who's persistent. A leader who knows how to lead from the front. As opposed to leaders who are popular. Leaders who have sweet mouth and nothing substantial. I, MICHAIL Mckenzie, will offer student leadership at the highest level. I can guarantee a student council that will have growth and will be a force to be reckoned with. I guarantee you that your voices will be heard. Even school students have been long complaining that they have been left out of the MICO University College. That will change. The process has already begun. As I said before, with the leadership of my assistant SLO and I, since September, a General Assembly have been instituted for evening school students. So even school students enjoy the same privilege we have of going to an assembly, hearing announcements, asking questions, and getting their issues addressed. In addition, through the leadership of the office of the SLO, the library hours have been extended for 2 hours to facilitate evening school students. Right? And this also provided employment opportunities for students. Now, some of the girls who were robbed a night ago, or 2 nights ago, right? They worked at the library. Now, I spoke to Mr. Crossman yesterday, and one initiative that we will take to ensure that this doesn't happen again is that males who live on the halls of residents will work in the library at night. This process will be expanded under my leadership to include evening school representatives on the core council that will give the evening school rep more authority or authority to that of the vice president. In this way, evening school students will be given better representation. To assist evening school students, a special welfare fund will be established for them. This will provide them with the opportunity to receive assistance through their representative and the council. Presently, scholarships and grants are not available for evening school students. This will change if I become president, as 5 of the grants that will be issued under my administration will go directly to evening school students. Yesterday I spoke with Mr. Rooms. Mr. Rooms is the secretary of the MICO Foundation. Now the MICO Foundation is responsible for the MICO. So a few years ago, the Lady MICO Charity or Trust entrusted the key of the MICO into their hands, right? So they're responsible for, matter of fact, the MICO pays the MICO Foundation rent. Alright, so the MICO Foundation, they're responsible for the book room and the top shop and so forth and so on. So yesterday I spoke with Mr. Rooms in an attempt to have the opening hours at the bookshop extended. And this will be granted very soon. Oh, yeah. A number of our students have been affected by the harsh economic conditions of our country. To help alleviate this problem, $500,000 from your donation, a matter of fact, let me say that the guild fee will increase by $100. So instead of paying $750 for guild fee, you know, pay $850, right? And $500,000 from this will go towards needy students. $500,000, and this will be available in grants and scholarships. This is putting power in the hands of evening school students. Well, let me clarify that. The $500,000 will not be specific for evening school students, right? But we all will be available to all students. After that, I will appoint a student from among us who will be given the direct responsibility to search for all the available scholarships and grants that are available in government, private-owned, and non-governmental organizations. And these will be posted all around the campus. It will be text to persons and email to them from a database system for all students that I plan to develop through the Student Relations Officer. I will make the ultimate sacrifice and forego free tuition fee. You see, I remember when I served as Student Relations Officer Assistant, 6 girls came to me. You know, 6 girls, they were denied the exam cards, right? I sent them to Mr. Crossfield. Mr. Crossfield, they owe a lot of money, right? Mr. Crossfield said he can't do anything about it. He said to Miss Mood, and Miss Mood said that she can't do anything about it either. Right? The next morning I woke up bed and I wait for Professor Claude Packer at his doorway. Right? And I love it for these girls. Professor Claude Packer, Mr. Crossfield, and Miss Mood, they had a meeting, and the decision was that they would not be able to sit the examinations. I could not settle for this. Right, so I went further, and a letter was submitted to him, right, reminding him of the principles on which the MICO was founded upon. And those girls were able to sit the examinations. They did it when we were doing it, but they did it in the summer. And now they are still students at the MICO University College. So I will make the ultimate sacrifice to forego free tuition. You know, sometimes we blame students for, or we try to blame students for not paying their school fees, right? But we should remember that sometimes we as students are from very, very poor backgrounds, from humble backgrounds. We cannot afford guarantors, right? And so sometimes make it hard for students to access funding at the Student Loan Bureau. So I will make this the ultimate sacrifice to forego free tuition and allow this to be shared up among students in grants. Another venture I will undertake to help me the students is to donate 80% of all profits made from parties to the welfare fund. In the 2009-2012 academic year, when myself and Kina Rojak were in charge of Fresh Aspect, I remember we made close to $300,000 profit. Right, so I said donating 80% of profit made from all parties put on by the guild to needy students through the welfare program will be a sufficient amount of money. I said in my opening statements that coming September morning, a shuttle bus service will be implemented for females who board at the Aaron Miller Hall. The proposal was sent to Professor Claude Packer, as I said, and his two vice presidents. They met and they have agreed upon their proposal. In my discussions with Mr. Rooms yesterday, we spoke about the internet service within the institution and at the Aaron Miller Hall. And he gave me his word that the internet will be improved significantly coming mid-July, as 33 access points will be established on campus and the Aaron Miller Hall. So I have his word that internet service will improve significantly coming September. Another issue of major concern within our college is a constant complaint of commuting students of not feeling like they are a part of the college. I cry shame in December when commuting students were left out of our annual Christmas banquet. This will not happen under my leadership. Students will be able to attend all, or even commuting students will be able to attend all formal functions that will be arranged under my leadership and will not be treated differently. The Guild of Students will engage with discussions with the Jamaica JUTC to provide a shuttle bus service for commuting students who travel the Spanish Town area, Italy, and Portmore. Is that speech will help to alleviate the hustle and bustle to get to school in the morning. Another initiative I will undertake is to revive the ethics and motivational committee. This committee will help to guide students in terms of dress and grooming and conduct. So Mr. Branford, I heard you said in your speech that that's something you want to do. So we can work together, Cabinet President, along with the rest of the folks to bring this about. Currently, as it is, provisions are made in the Constitution for ethics and motivational committee to be operated by the Guild. But that is not so. That committee is dormant, so something we will be able to revive. MICO students have an inward and embedded drive to give back to society. This was seen when together we made a contribution of $19,374 to the family of the 4-year-old boy that was killed in Almanto. So we will embark to revive the Second Chance program that was started under the leadership of Mr. Devon Blake, a former Guild president. And this will serve to assist persons in some surrounding communities such as Almantown who are not able to read and write or need help to catch up to improve their reading and writing skills. My fellow students, there are times coming when your Guild and President will have to make decisions concerning you and your welfare, such as the cap issue. When these issues arrive, you should ensure that you have someone at the head of the council who will represent you decisively and aggressively. Someone who will be a mosquito in the ears of our administration and will not stop until your needs and concerns are addressed. I believe this can be done. As Psalm 46, verse 4-5 says, there's a river whose stream may glad the city of God. Before the place where the Most High dwells, God is within her. She will not fall. With God as our guide, with a president who has proven himself to be a true performer. And you, yes, you, my fellow students, as my support, this can be achieved. So election day, April 29th, vote McKhail, Mckenzie. Thank you.